we're just going to get right into it, Peaches. So global access. If you had to give an overarching 30,000 foot view of what global access is, what is it?
I would say access to certain spaces around the globe, but not limited to the globe, probably cyberspace and space.
And space. We're going to
Space.
Mars, people. Mars, absolutely. So it's global access. It's gaining entry, access and placement to those areas in order to support current missions, in order to support future missions, and in order to occupy that space. Right? It's just like there's a saying in CQC: you only own the space which you occupy. You have to occupy that space in order to own it. So jumping right into it, let's talk about LZs. What are LZs?
Okay, so LZs are landing zones, or often referred to as assault zones if you're going to kind of, throw in the conglomerate of HLZs or helo landing zones or drop zones, DZs, stuff like that. So you'll often hear it called assault zones, but in this case, we're talking about landing zones. So that could be a strip of land, whether it's, pavement, concrete, dirt, ice, believe it or not. We will set up an airfield and we can land aircraft on there. And there are certain dimensions and requirements that are required for each aircraft, so like C-130s or 3,500 feet, and then you can go a lot longer. So, like your A-10s and your fighters need a longer distance and stuff like that. And so there's length and width considerations with that, as well as different kinds of markings. So depending on, who you're working with, like if we're working with AFSOC aircraft, we could do what's called an AMP-4, which is a completely blacked out airfield, no markings whatsoever. Generally, though, we are going to do what's called an AMP-3 or a box-in-one, where there's minimal lightings. It pretty much gives you the beginning and the end of a runway, and it kind of gives you a touchdown box. Like, that's it. Or we could go full on, Hartsville, Jackson, or Atlanta Airport, where it's just 500 freaking lights. Generally,
Right.
we're not going to do that, just because
Those lights are
that's a
heavy.
lot of lights.
As a guy on the team that has had to jump those panels before,
Yeah.
that's a lot of lights.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can give the whole range of different LZs, but it depends on, like everything, and I'll probably say it several times during this, but it depends on what the mission is, what the threat is, what the environment is, and kind of all those factors that determine, what equipment we're carrying and what LZ type we're going to set up.